Hi everyone, thanks for clicking. My name is Bethany Jackson and I am an ISSA certified personal fitness trainer and sole proprietor of Old Fashioned Fitness. Today I thought we'd go over one of my final essays, which happens to be the critical analysis of the concept of stretching. So let's get started. Stretching is supposed to make a person flexible, but what is flexibility? And do we all need to be flexible? Flexibility is simply the capability to extend and circumduct joints through their full and intended range of motion. Serious weightlifters need to stretch after their training session, not to increase extension or circumduction, but to keep range of motion the same as it was before the weight training session. Furthermore, heavy or intense weight training programs need to be supplemented with stretching, specifically after workout sessions, and stretching should be active in nature. Stretching properly encourages new sarcomere growth, which is just a fancy word for each single muscle fiber, which means improved force production potential, which is appealing to many weightlifters. I don't know any weightlifters who don't want more or larger muscle fibers. Any sport or activity with agility or speed or large amounts of force will benefit from a dynamic stretch or warm-up, which has been proven to improve client or trainee performance by improved red blood cell efficiency, improved nerve signal velocity, greater number of widened capillaries, and more. An easy way to determine which regime is best for you is to remember that for maximum effectiveness, stretching exercises must be very similar in form and speed to the skill that you're trying to improve. In a general fitness program, a common reason for stretching is to prevent delayed onset muscle soreness. With this as the goal, stretching every day or every other day after training is appropriate. Most general training programs can benefit in some way from some form of stretching to some degree. These variables depend on the specific joints in need of increased range of motion and the type of activities that clients are going to perform the most outside of their training sessions. So, for example, a weekend cyclist with tight psoas will not benefit from the same stretching regime as a new stay-at-home parent, or a bodybuilder versus a golfer, or a cab driver with old shoulder girdle injuries from middle school versus a food server with bad posture, etc., etc. Each can benefit from a stretching regime, but a trainer would never only design one regime for all of their clients. It's not safe or professional. In closing, I would like to mention a sort of subset under stretching for flexibility, and that is stretching to prevent muscle foreshortening, which causes overly tight muscles to pull bones and joints out of alignment, which will cause pain and eventually, if not dealt with, injury. This can be rectified by working and stretching agonist and antagonist pairs of muscles equally. So, say your bicep would be the agonist in a bicep curl, and the antagonist would be the tricep. So that means just whichever their opposite is, you need to be stretching the muscles that you worked that day and the ones opposite of them. And like I said, there are many different types of stretching techniques which, if interested, I could speak with you in person about and decide what would be the best stretching program for you. Thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to subscribe and share.